Cass here. We are going to talk about keto today. Just have a little convo about the basics. We are going to cover a lot of questions that I receive pretty much on a weekly basis about keto, what you eat, what you don't eat, things like that. A little bit about myself. I started keto in the end of 2016. My baby Ruby was 7 months old, and I had realized that I had just gained a lot of weight. I mean, I was about 260 pounds. We would go to Disneyland, and I would go on a ride, and I wouldn't be able to push the bar down, and it was not a great feeling. So I went home, and I started looking up different ways to lose some weight and be more healthy. I found this lady's Instagram. Her name is Lou Will Lose It. I don't even know if she's even on Instagram anymore, but she's the one that kicked off my keto journey. I saw that she was losing weight. She was feeling good. She had lost something like 100 pounds. She was showing all these videos and pictures of herself and before and after, and it was amazing. And when I found out that you could do that and you could still eat some really delicious food, like steak, hello. Yes, it's high in fat. Yes, it's high in calories. But if that's all you're eating that day, you're great on keto. It's awesome. Anyways, so I started in 2016. By April of 2017, I had already lost 50 pounds. By the following November, so about a year, I had lost a total of 80 pounds. I kept that up for another year. So about 2 years I was on keto, feeling good. I was about 170 pounds. I had really, I was feeling great about myself. It was awesome. My confidence went up. I had more energy. I could hang out with the kids. I could go to Disneyland and put that lap bar down. And it was awesome. In June of 2019, I was a surrogate. I started that in October of 2018, I should say. That's when I got pregnant. And I gained a little bit of the weight back. I gained about 40 pounds back. And in June, I had the baby. A beautiful couple in Northern California. He's a little boy, and he was just the cutest little thing ever. And then I lost some of that weight. I got back down to about 200 pounds. And then I got pregnant again for the same couple, and I had gained 50 pounds. So at this point, I'm basically back up to 240, 20 pounds less than my heaviest. And I gave birth here in June again. It was the end of June. And this is now 9 months later, almost. Tomorrow will be March, so almost 9 months later. And I've only lost about 30 of that. So I'm hovering about 220 right now. I will be basically going on this keto journey with you guys. If you want to join me, awesome. We'll make this little community out of it. I'll watch your progress. You watch my progress. We'll cheer each other on. It'll be awesome. So that's a little bit about my background. I'm trying to get back down to my 170 a few years later, and a pandemic later, and I'm finally ready to take my body back and back on this keto journey. So what is keto? So we're going to go ahead and get started. So the basic keto is that you go low carb, high fat. What happens is you starve your body of carbs. It starts looking for another energy source, and it goes directly to fat after carbs. Now, carbs are sugar. That's anything that can turn into glucose in your bloodstream. That can be sweets, it can be sugar, bread, pasta, any starch that has a lot of carbs, granola bars, oat, basically anything man-made, really. And yes, vegetables have carbs too. I've heard a million times, I'm not losing weight, Cass. Here's my 0 carb dinner. And they're sending me a picture of a fat steak and a side of broccoli, which is great. That's perfect keto meal. But your side of broccoli has carbs in it. And when you eat 6 carbs and you're counting it as 0, and you only eat 25 in a day, so you're like, 0 carbs, I can eat another 0 carbs, and I can have chicken with a big old plate of salad, which is 10 carbs, and you're not counting it. So what happens is you're overeating in your carbs, which is turning to sugar, which is why you're not losing weight, because you're not becoming fat adapted on keto. Anything that can turn into glucose in your bloodstream is carbs, sugar. So when you think about it, a lot of people call this the caveman diet. And that's because it's meat and vegetables, and fat. But I mean, you would get a lot of fat from your meat anyway, especially if you're eating a red meat or, even if you're eating chicken skin, there's a lot of fat. So people call it the caveman diet because when you think about it, pasta, bread, sweets, those are all man-made. Yes, we made them from sugar, but they're man-made foods. Your body wasn't originally meant to break down those carbs. Natural carbs, sure, broccoli, lettuce, tomato, peppers, and go on and on. So when you think about it, it makes sense. Your body is more adapted to wanting to run on fat than it is to run on a carb. Now, what happens when you run on fat? When you become fully fat adapted, let's say you've been doing it for a month and you haven't had a single cheat day, you are now probably fat adapted. And what that means is that your body is going to turn to fat before it ever turns to a carb. So after you're completely, fully fat adapted, you're actually able to have a cheat meal or a cheat day. You want to go have a cheeseburger and fries one day. That's fine. You can have one and you would be more likely to still stay in ketosis because you're already fat adapted. Now, there are exceptions. You cannot go, screw it, I'm going to turn this cheat meal into a cheat day, cheat week, because then it will kick you out of ketosis and you will have to start all over. That brings me to my next point. I have helped so many people get on keto and start losing weight and doing things like that. They tell me, I ate so good all week, so I treated myself on Friday, and that turned, I had a donut for breakfast, and then that turned into me having a burger for lunch, and then I went right ahead and had a pot pie for dinner. You're kicking yourself out of ketosis. Getting into ketosis takes anywhere between 2 and 7 days to get fully in ketosis. So what you're essentially doing is every time you start on Monday, you get yourself into ketosis. Now Friday, you're going to go cheat. You literally just kicked yourself right back out. You're starting all over. And this is why you're not losing weight. And now I've had several people come to me upset with me. You're losing weight. How come I'm not losing weight? How come this isn't working for me? This is why. You cannot have a cheat meal once a week. It's just not how keto is. If you want to do that and you want to have a cheat meal once a week and you want that to be a reward, that's great. That's awesome. But you're going to need a different diet. Maybe a low fat diet, maybe more towards Atkins where you're not starving yourself of carbs. Instead of 25, you're doing 50 or 100 carbs. It's very different. Keto is not like that. So when you're eating good fats and you're eating protein and you're eating low carb vegetables, you're already eating keto. And it's pretty easy. It's not the hardest diet I've ever been on. I mean, you can still eat a delicious steak. You can still have bacon. You can still, if you're a salty person like me and not really a sweet person, keto's probably a little easier. I will always choose the potato chip over a dessert. Or maybe even a chocolate covered potato chip, but we won't talk about that right now. So if that's your bag, awesome. Keto will probably be a little easier for you. Back to the fat content. So when you are on keto and you are fat adapted, yes, you're eating probably a more fat than you would if you were on a low fat diet. But here's the dealio. Your body is now geared to burn fat, not carbs. So instead of burning the sugar, it's burning any fat in your body. That includes any fat around your heart, your arteries, any fat that's in your body. So a lot of people are really hung up on the high fat aspect because that's what we've been told since the 60s when Ansel Keys first talked about the correlation between heart disease and fats. And again, he wasn't wrong. Saturated fats are not great for you. But when you are eating he's also talking about eating carbs. If you're eating carbs and you're eating fat, you're giving your body 2 food sources or 2 fuel sources, and it's going to store whatever it doesn't use. So when that's happening, of course you're going to be gaining weight because you have sugar in your body and you have fat in your body. And the fat is going to go around your heart. It's going to up your cholesterol and things because your body's not using it. It's using the sugar. So that's the difference between a keto diet and a low fat. Keto, you'll be burning fat and you'll be burning all those dangerous fats out of your body. Now, you actually might think keto is pretty new because now it's like super popular. Everybody wants to do it. It's a quick weight loss. It's actually not new. It originated in 1924 when Russell Wilder realized that you could use a ketogenic diet to help treat epilepsy. And what happened there was that he would treat children with a low carb diet. He would starve them of sugar. And what that did is it would actually help them treat with their seizures and their epilepsy. So yes, it originally was not for weight loss. It was for epilepsy. It can also help treat cancer, Alzheimer's, diabetes, autism. I'm not saying it's a cure, but it can help treat some of those symptoms. And in fact, I actually know a girl on my Instagram that I'm pretty good friends with on there. And she has a daughter who has epilepsy, and she switched her over to a ketogenic diet. And she said she has noticed she has less seizures and less things happening to her body. So keto's awesome for more than just weight loss. Let's see. I think I pretty much covered tracking. Tracking your food. You don't have to be on a keto. There are 3 different kinds of keto diet. You can be lazy keto, dirty keto, or strict keto. Now, strict keto is you are tracking everything that you eat. You are strict 20% protein, 75% fat, and 5% carbs. And then you keep your calories low. That also means that you eat clean. You don't eat any Franken foods, which would be like Quest bars or chips, or like I eat those little tortillas. Those are considered dirty keto. So I personally am dirty, lazy keto, which means I only track carbs. I don't track my fat or my protein. And I also eat dirty, which means I eat like the tortillas. They are low carb, but they're, they have some mystery ingredients that you're not really sure about. I eat keto bread, which a lot of people, that's not keto. Rewind. Foods are not keto. Keto is a state that your body is in. You are in ketosis or you're not. You cannot say that tortilla is not keto, because as long as it fits into your macros is the 70% fat, 20% protein, 5% carb. As long as it fits into that and for your day and the calories fit into your day and you're still in ketosis, it's keto. So they don't mark food as keto or not keto. They will mark some Franken foods as keto friendly or keto acceptable, or whatever. It's acceptable on keto because it's low carb. Again, a food is not keto or keto, which unpopular opinion, I know, but it works for me. So rewinding on that, dirty, lazy keto. So dirty is when you eat ingredients that we call Franken foods. Lazy is when you only track carbs. You don't care about anything else. And then there's strict, which is you are strict on everything that you're eating. And all 3 of them are right. You can do whatever is comfortable for you. And I will admit, actually, during different points in my journey, I will be one or another. If I'm not losing a lot of weight, I will go ahead and go back to strict keto. I will track everything that goes in my mouth. Carb Manager is a great app. It's free. You can pay to upgrade a little bit, and then you'll be able to scan your foods, and it just scans it in there for you. It's got your calories, your servings, everything. It's awesome. And I believe MyFitnessPal, is that what it's called? MyFitness, something like that. They also have a low carb version where you can put that you're on keto, and it'll help you track that. All right, so in summary, at the end of the day, why would you want to go on keto instead of a low fat diet or Jenny Craig, or that they make it easy for you? Why not? I noticed that I have a clearer mind. I have less hunger, more energy. It's cured some things for me, like actually some back pain, and that's probably due to a lot of the weight loss. I As far as other ailments, I know that in other people it's helped cure diabetes. It's helped, I know somebody who went from type 2 back down to type 1, which is awesome. It helps treat some cancers. What you're doing is you're starving those cancer cells of carbs and sugar, and it can help shrink down cancer tumors. Can help. Didn't say would. Fasting, if you decide that you want to be involved in that, you need to be fat adapted first. So what happens is you're going to be less hungry, because when you're eating fat, it keeps your body fuller longer, and you also have fat in your body that it can use for fuel. So you're gonna have less hunger. In the morning, I generally do a 16-8 fasting window. So I usually fast for 16 hours and then I eat within an 8-hour window. When I'm very fat adapted, let's say 6 months from now, I will actually go longer and I will do a 20-4 ratio, which means like I don't eat past 7 p.m. and then the next day I won't eat until probably 3 or 4 in the afternoon, and I stop eating at 7. And what that does is when you're fasting, your body's going to rely on its own fat in order to give you energy. As far as products, you really don't have to have any products. You do not need to buy keto products to be keto. I've seen the ketones that you put in your drink. This is actually electrolytes, but I know that you can buy ketones to put in your drink. You can put it in your coffee. You can buy MCT oil. You can buy, lots of different things, but you do not have to. You want to? Awesome. Great. Go ahead. Again, what works for you, works for you. What works for you is not going to work for me. This is just a general outline. Now, I do take electrolytes because on keto, it's a natural diuretic. You are going to go to the bathroom like a billion times a day, especially if you're drinking as much water as you should be. I drink about 1 gallon a day. So I do keep my electrolytes on hand so that I can keep them up throughout the day and make me less tired, less foggy. I'm a lot more energetic and present. Vitamins. On keto, vitamins are so important, again, because you're draining your body of so much stuff when you are drinking that much water. So I take outside magnesium at night. I take prenatals, which is more just for me. I grow my hair out and my nails, and it just is great. So I take a magnesium. I take prenatals. I also take a potassium-calcium mix. Again, these are not required. I don't think my mom takes any of them, and my mom's been on keto for about almost a year now, and she's lost a lot of weight too. So it works either way. But for me, these help me out. Some people say in the beginning they get leg cramps, they get cramps when they're in bed, they get restlessness. People call it the keto flu. It's actually completely avoidable. If you keep your electrolytes up and you keep your fat up, you make sure that you're not hungry during the day, and then you're taking your magnesium, you should be good. I've never gotten leg cramps or anything like that unless I'm pregnant. So it is avoidable. People also say you get headaches, they get tired because you're withdrawing from the carbs. That does happen to me sometimes, but also I think that when I'm taking the electrolytes and I'm keeping all those vitamins up, I actually have a lot less of those symptoms. So yes, it is avoidable. I think I've pretty much touched most of the bases that I was going for in this video. If you like it, awesome. Go ahead and like it, subscribe. This is just my first video. I got a few things to learn, obviously, with the ring light and my glasses. We got to figure out how that's going to work. I'm going to be sharing recipes, keto go-tos, snacks. If you guys have questions, I might actually do a couple of videos where I just answer questions. Everything in this video is just my opinion. It's not fact. This is just what works for me, what my research has told me. You can go out and do your own research, look it up, do your own, look into your own things. Read a book. And if you do join the keto train, I'm here for you. Go ahead and message me, call me, text me, whatever you want. And I'm here. I will help you with whatever you need. If you don't need help, you just want to talk, you want to tell me what you're going through, you want to show me your progress, awesome. I'm here for all of that. That's it. Thanks for watching Keto with Cass, and have a good day.